right, we back. We had some technical difficulties. The sound was a little janky before, but goddamn it, we back. We got it together. All right, we here. We got it back. We got it back going. What's going on, guys? Somebody was telling me that the sound was janky. Some people were saying that the sound was okay. So I didn't know who was telling the damn truth. So I had to listen to for myself, and it was a little janky. So now we're back in the business now. We're good. We're back to business. Now, like I was saying earlier, today's show is brought to you by Saint Kami Comics. That's S-A-I-N-T, Kami, K-A-M-I Comics. That's a black-owned independent comic book studio. Support the new brand. It's called Phantom by Christopher Long. That's K-R-I-S-T-O-P-H-E-R. And you can find them on Webtoons, WEBTOONS.com. Go to Webtoons, go to the search box, type in Phantom by Christopher Long, and get the books and enjoy the books. Also follow them on Instagram at Saint_Kami on the gram. And also today's show is brought to you by Black Social, a social networking app that lets you raise funds for business or other types of projects. Black Social is available on iOS and Android. Get that right now, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Anyway, guys, we're here. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to take a real quick commercial break. So y'all don't go nowhere. We'll be right back right here on Tariq Radio.
Yo, you still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the women you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.
Yo, cupcake season is right around the corner, family, and you need to get your fragrance game all up in order. So you need to check out ashkickin.com. That's a black-owned business that sells all natural health and beauty products, and it also has fragrance products. You can get beauty products such as body butter, hair moisturizer, face moisturizer, unique incense burners, incense sticks, scented candles, and so much more. So again, you need to check out ashkickin, that's Kickin.com.
From Charlottesville to the White House, white supremacist elements say there's only one way to maintain white control of America: open conflict. Black Channel Films presents the new documentary, Race War, featuring Judge Joe Brown, Richard Spencer, My Son, and more in the first film that examines all levels of American society to finally ask, is it still just racism, or is it a race war? For ticket information, go to our website, racewarmovie.com. That's racewarmovie.com.
Get your hand out of my pocket!
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your man, Mr. X. Get your hand out of my pocket, letting you know to catch our brand new podcast on SoundCloud.com/GYHOMP. Go to YouTube page right now, subscribe right now, listen right now. We on Twitter, and we on Facebook, and we on Instagram. We got the information. We're combining consciousness with activism. Don't be on the couch yakking that yak. Get out and do some real work. So check us out at Get Your Hand on My Pocket YouTube. I hope to see you there, because it's brand new, it's fast acting, and we on the ground. Trust. Yo, I only got one thing to say to you.
Get your hand out of my pocket!
There's a war going on, and don't get scared now. Peace.
Download the new album by hip-hop artist Alpha Leo. The album is entitled The Greatest, and it's available on iTunes, Amazon, and Google Play. You can get it right now. Alpha Leo actually ran for president in 2016, stomping for reparations, and he's going to be running again in 2020. So get the Alpha Leo's album, The Greatest, right now, iTunes, Amazon, and Google Play.
The year is 2079. The futuristic nation of New Albion has been created to maintain a new racial apartheid system. there is a planned genocide that is going to target the nation's black population. A small group of black revolutionaries band together to launch guerrilla warfare attacks against their oppressors. Do they fail, or do they succeed? Find out the answer by reading the book Avoid the Machines, the new novel by author Scotty Vasco. Avoid the Machines. Now available on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com.
The most intense new video game app has now arrived. A medieval kingdom has been plagued with chaos and disorder. An evil force has dominated the land. And now it is up to the bravest knights to fight back the demonic forces and bring justice to the kingdom of the Moors. Play the newest, most exciting battle fight game app ever, Moorish Kingdom. Available at MoorishKingdom.com.
You are now tuning in to the King of Game, Tariq Elite on Tariq Elite Radio.
You're going to hell, Shonda. Because you're a hoe.
Yo, what's going on, family? Welcome back to Tariq Radio. I'm here. We're going to have a good conversation today. Ready to chop up game. First of all, let me thank everybody who contributed to the call to action crowdfunding for Hidden Colors 5, which is coming soon. We're working on that, getting that knocked out. So shout out to the family who contributed to that. We got a nice amount for the crowdfunding, and we're going to make it do what it do. I'm going to hit the road next week and start interviewing more people. Also, in December 22nd, a lot of folks have been asking about Mink Slide. We're having a Mink Slide concert in Atlanta on December 22nd. It's going to be Mink Slide and the APX. Tickets might go on sale this weekend at Ticketmaster. I will keep everybody posted on that, but we're going to have everybody come down to Atlanta and we're going to have a good time. I want everybody in the Atlanta, Augusta, and surrounding areas to come on through. Just get our minds relaxed for a night. We're going to have a real good time. We're going to rock out with the cock out. We're going to have a great time. I want all my Memphis, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee people to drive over to Atlanta. My Alabama people come over to Atlanta. My Mississippi people come over to Atlanta. It's going to be at the center stages in Atlanta. So this is going to be the real deal. This is a concert. We're not going to be performing at a juke joint. This is a concert. We're doing a real concert. It's going to be popping. It is going to be popping. We might even film it just to make it real special. So we're going to have a good time. And the tickets, we're going to make sure the tickets are pretty reasonable. You know, like they probably won't be no more than $45. We'll try to have them around, $30, $35. So everybody can come on out, bring the family. It's clean. Ain't nobody going to pull their butt cheeks out and no shit on stage. So it's going to be real fly. It's going to be real fly. Yes. All my folks, if you're in Detroit, come on down. Everybody come on down. It's going to be fun. But we got a lot to talk about tonight. And by the way, get your Mink Slide album, get Egyptian Musk on iTunes and Google Play so y'all can know the words to the songs when y'all come there and sing along with our ass. It's going to be fun. Oh, man, so much shit we got to talk about today. A lot of stuff we got to talk about today. We got a lot to cover. First of all, let me say what's up to all my people out here in L.A. Shout out to all my Compton, South Central, Long Beach people. There was a situation at an Asian beauty supply store this week in Compton where I guess one of these wannabe white supremacist Asian store owners, they're seeing all these sisters get beat up around the country, so they've been waiting to try their luck out here in LA again. The last time they assaulted a black female was Latasha Harlings back in the early 90s, and we saw how that turned out. They had to go ahead and get that store up out the block. Well, there was a sister who was allegedly assaulted at a beauty supply store by an Asian owner. They said, I'm still trying to get all the details, but I heard that the guy punched the sister. So, the block came through up there. From what I understand, A brother came through. The block came on up there, punched up the owner, punched up his wife. A couple of cops came. I heard the cops got socked up a little bit. It went down. And then they had to call all types of backup, and I put up some video footage of the backup. When the backup police came, it was like riot police who came up there. They had helicopters and dozens of police officers up there because the shit was about to go down. And from what I understand, the store owner is going to shut that store right on down because the block is really, really hot. You understand? So yeah, they're going to have to go ahead and shut that store down. And from what I understand, he's not going to open the store back up again. And this store, it's on Alondra and I want to say Central and Alondra in Compton. It's called Beauty Zone Beauty Supply. Oh yeah, the cops got that work too. Everybody, it was can day. Everybody was getting it. Everybody can get it. And everybody was getting it. Alondra and Central. Yes, that's the name of it. Now, for all my Compton people, y'all know there's a black-owned beauty supply store out there, Friday's Beauty Supply. Y'all need to be going out there. But, you know, the store owner had to learn the hard way that that shit ain't going to go down out here. It ain't going to go down like that. And a lot of these wannabe white supremacist Asians are kind of flexing their muscle. They're flexing their dominance because, you know, I've talked about this before. China is trying to get a foothold in Africa. So these people are trying to flex their muscle. They're trying to flex their dominance. And whoever dominates us the most, they can dominate the planet, really. You know, whoever controls Africa and Africans, they control the world. So now China and many other Asians by proxy are trying to dominate us. And also something that was very interesting in the video that I posted of the confrontation between the people in Compton and the police. Have you guys noticed there's a lot of Asian Los Angeles police officers now? There are a lot of Asian, there are a whole bunch of Hispanic, but the police force in LA is full of Asian and Hispanics right now. There was a video recently of 2 Asian police officers doing prank videos, going down to the neighborhood, doing these little racialized prank videos, and they've been reprimanded. I hear that they're being sued, but this just shows you that the white supremacists, they've lifted these people above us to dominate us on the racial totem pole. This is why black people who are on this black Asian or black Hispanic coalition, I mean, Negroes who promote that non-existent coalition, these niggas are supposed to be looked at as hostile forces within our communities. We're going to have to start looking at people as hostile forces within our community. I'm going to go deeper on that a little bit later. A few other things I want to touch on. Speaking of Compton, Suge Knight from Compton, he did a plea deal, and from what I understand, they're about to give him 28 years in prison, according to the plea deal. I'm hearing some back and forth things about the plea deal, but I keep seeing 28 years pop up. I keep seeing that 28 years pop up in that plea deal. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. What else happened today? Did y'all see the Kanye West rant today? Kanye West did a rant, and I'm going to play it. I'll play some of it. He's in Chicago. He's walking down the street. I don't know if he's on medication or whatever, but he went on a rant about Nick Cannon and Drake and all these people, quote unquote, disrespecting his wife. And let me let y'all hear this. I want to get y'all thoughts on this too. Hold on. This is Kanye ranting about Drake and Nick Cannon and Tyson Beckford and all these people who he say are mentioning his wife, because Nick Cannon was on DJ Vlad's show, and I think Nick Cannon mentioned that he dated Kim Kardashian, and I think Nick said, I introduced Kanye to Kim, So I guess Kanye don't like the fact that one of the dudes who used to dick Kim down, he don't like the fact that the dude is talking about it. And he's trying to G-check niggas out here. Now listen to this.
I just wanted to express some things that were not sitting right with my spirit. Now that I'm about the sunken place, I can think and I could just be yay and just express how I feel. There's a couple things that I want to address. First of all, I want to address Nick Cannon. Like, I understand that you used to date my wife, but, you know, you get in an interview, don't mention my wife. If someone brings my wife up, you say, hey, I respect that man. I'm not speaking on that. Don't be making no suggestions like nobody fucked my wife. Now, the next thing is with Drake. Yeah, I told you that if I wasn't in a medicated state, I might have had the thoughts to... Hold on, this train going by.
Okay, so there's a train going by. Wait on the train.
Now, if I wasn't in a medicated state, I might have thought and had the wherewithal to say, hey, Pusha, don't diss Drake on my beat. And I spoke about that and took accountability for that.
I don't know what he's talking about.
What I'm looking for my spirit to take accountability is the fact that it's people making rumors or thinking that you fucked my wife and you're not saying nothing and you carrying it like that don't sit well with my spirit. You know, if I had a girlfriend from Chicago, her name was Renita, and then you was married to Rihanna, I wouldn't make no song called Riri. So when you're like, oh, I don't know where it come from, you too smart for that, bro. You know where that come from.
What is he talking
about?
Don't
make no record with nothing that could be confused. Now, I told you, I didn't tell Pusha no information about your baby mama, nothing like that.
What is he talking about?
But when you played that record for me in the studio that said, yo, we got some Kylies, we got some Kendalls, I told you, Travis is your man. Don't make no record. Travis is your man.
What is he talking about?
Don't make no record like that. That man just had a baby with her. That's going to be offensive. That's going to be offensive to her. I hit Trav about the ecstasy.
Okay.
My wife, bro.
Hold on.
I'm not giving no energy to that, but I'm telling you that. And we don't have to talk again. I'm not giving no energy to that, but I'm telling you that. And also, as far as Tariq and Beckford go, don't speak on my wife, bro. Like, none of y'all speak on my wife, period. What are you talking about? I'm married. We in love. We a family. Y'all be promoting all that like negativity. Y'all think that shit is cool for social media. It don't sit right with my soul. It don't sit right for my spirit. And as men, all three of y'all come talk to me. Y'all holler at me. We'll work it out. We'll come to a resolution. It's fine, but it just don't sit right with me.
Okay. Y'all, let Kanye listen to me. Y'all go get Kanye and have him pull up a seat real quick. Some of the shit I don't know he was ranting about, but it all went back to don't disrespect his wife. Don't be acting like y'all fucking my wife and saying something about fucking my wife and fucking my wife. It's going back to fucking his wife. Okay. He has a problem with the idea of dudes having some type of sexual relations with his wife. Kanye, let me sit you down, brother. I want you to listen to me. Kanye, and I like Kanye. The cooning shit I'm not fucking with. I don't like all that cooning he was doing. But Kanye, I want you to understand something, brother, and I want you to really let this sink in. So you ain't out here making all these crazy rants about different dudes. Kanye, I want you to listen and listen close. Nigga, your wife is known for having a fucking porno tape. Your wife got put on by making a porno tape, bruh. We all know what your wife pussy, titty, and ass look like, bruh. You can't be out here screaming on niggas about looking at your wife in a sexual manner, and we've all seen her pussy, ass, and titties, my bruh. That's what it is, dude. Damn. If you didn't want people to look at your wife or talk sexually about your wife, you would have married a fucking nun or somebody who wasn't about that type of life. Your wife got on for doing a porno tape with Ray J. Niggas done ran up in your wife a lot, bruh. That's the long and short of it. Just accept that part of the game. You can't get mad at all these niggas who got the notches on the belt, man. That's just what it is. That's just what it is, dude. Damn, bruh. You want people to, act like your wife is Betty Shabazz, or you want people to act like your wife is Coretta Scott King. Brother, your wife did a porno tape, dude. So people are going to have that kind of energy. You wiped up the porn chick. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm not hoe shaming, slut shaming, porn shaming. I'm not doing that at all. I don't knock that part of the game. I had a lot of female friends that were in the porn game. Not knocking that at all. I ain't hoe hating, porn hating, none of that stuff. But when you get in a relationship like that, you better understand what that is and don't try to psychologically make it something else so you can feel better. Don't get all butt hurt when you understand that other niggas done ran up in there. That's part of the game. Other niggas, a lot of well-known niggas done ran up in that. That's just what it is. If you wanted somebody who niggas didn't run up in, you should have married a chick from goddamn who worked at Walmart somewhere. You dig? Kanye, you got a habit. You got Amber Rose off the pole and cupcake with her. I mean, damn, brother. You know the old saying, hoes and housewives. Ain't nothing wrong with a hoe being a housewife, but understand the hoeing part. You understand that? Ain't nothing wrong with the hoe being a housewife. Just be cool with the hoeing. I'm going to say that again. They say don't make a hoe a housewife. No, you can make a hoe a housewife. I know several pimps who got wives who was in the game with them. I know niggas that married porn chicks before, but they know what it is and they ain't tripping. They ain't out here making rants. Y'all better respect my wife. Niggas sound like Rodney King. Can't we all just get along? Why y'all talking about my wife like that? That's my wife. We got kids. We got kids. I mean, nigga. Dude. You better come to terms with that, bruh. Understand who you wiped up. You better come to terms with that. Sitting around mad and all depressed and cooning and on the narcotic. Cut that bullshit out, dude. You gonna go. That's why this nigga's going nuts, because he's dealing with the fact of all these people that ran up in his wife. That nigga's cupcaking. That nigga's, he done bet the farm on the whole relationship. And now, all the dicks from the past are floating around. Those dick demons and the dick ghosts are floating around, and this nigga's feeling a certain way. No. Come to terms with that. That's what it is. You wipe that up. Come to terms with it. You can't be out here trying to G-check niggas and everybody's seeing your wife naked, bruh, with Ray J's dick going up and down in her. We've all seen it, brother. And no disrespect to you. No disrespect to Kim. No disrespect to any of you guys, but just let's be real about shit. Let's just be real. So get that out your brain, Kanye. Don't trip on that. Because that's what you tripping on. You don't like because now what they've done with Kim Kardashian, they're trying to make her this Angelina Jolie. And understand, Angelina Jolie was, her pussy was out there in the game. She's taking, she was doing the most. So a lot of times when these white women, when they get a little older, they try to do the Mother Teresa makeover. Same thing with Madonna. A lot of times when white women entertainers or white women in the entertainment business, because Kim, I don't know if I can label her as an entertainer, but when white women get older, they give them this Mother Teresa makeover. They have them walk around with little African kids and send them over there and pet Ethiopian babies and feed Nigerian orphans, and they give them this Mother Teresa aura to wipe away that skank image that they used to have. So now Kanye, he's starting to believe the press releases that the publicists are putting together about Kim. And this nigga's forgetting there's a lot of old dick energy floating around the Kardashian household. That old dick energy is still there. And this nigga's sitting around thinking, well, damn, do you still be thinking about Nick Cannon when Wildin' Out come on? he over there looking at Kim like you ain't getting wet, huh? You understand? When Love and Hip Hop come on, he's over there looking like you ain't over there getting moist over Ray J, huh? You understand? This nigga has to look at TV and see all them old dicks that Kim used to bounce up and down on every day. So that's fucking with him. You turn on a football game, a basketball game, you see athletes that then ran up in it, basketball. You can't turn a channel. You turn on Sesame Street. Shit, Grover didn't hit that pussy, I think. I don't know. Every channel you turn on, you seeing a nigga that then ran up in your wife every fucking day. So it's bothering this dude. Then you turn on the radio, Drake. You can't go nowhere. That shit is driving Kanye crazy. That's why he went to Wyoming. He don't know where to go. He don't know what to do. My God. Brother, come to terms with that. Turn the TV off. Just turn the radio off. I know it's killing you. I know it's killing you, brother. But come to terms with that. Damn. That's what that's about, man. Niggas ran up in your wife. That's all. That's what it is. That's what it is, brother. It is what it is. Just come to terms with that and keep your pimp hand strong, man. Get some pimping in your life, man. Understand that. And let her get all the money. Let her get that bread. Get some pimp bones in your body. You got simp bones in your body. You're having simp problems. You're getting all thick and depressed. Fuck all that, nigga. Pimps up, hoes down, nigga. Huh? Anyway, I digress. Speaking of pimping, shout out to Cat Williams. Shout out to Cat Williams. I gotta play some. Now, by now, you guys have heard about the Cat Williams interview at B103 in Atlanta with Frank Ski and Wanda Smith. The video has gone viral on several platforms. I'm gonna play a couple of things. First, I'm gonna play a little clip. And let me explain what happened. Cat Williams was on V103. For those who don't know, those living under a rock, he was on V103. He got into a roasting match with the host, Wanda. And she lost. And then afterwards, at the comedy club later on that night, I think, there was a confrontation between Cat Williams, Wanda, and her husband. I think Wanda's husband allegedly flashed a gun. Cat Williams ran to the grocery store next door. The police came. They filed a report. So now everybody's kind of being hush-hush. But then Wanda did an interview explaining her side of it. And I'm going to play both. I'm going to play a little bit of the initial interview. I'm not late. Somebody said I'm late. No, I'm not late, but I just haven't talked about this on this platform yet. I know it's a few days old, but I just wanted to hit on a couple of points here about the Cat Williams, Wanda Smith thing. So this is the original video. This is a little clip of it. Hold on. This is Cat Williams in the studio. And, you know, him and Wanda, they were kind of lightweight roasting back and forth. He was talking about her cooking because she was asking him about cooking for his kids. And then he asked her about her cooking. And, you know, it was funny. It was lightweight. It wasn't personal. Then she took a personal shot, then took it to another level. So listen.
Simmer. Have you ever heard of burned broccoli? Can you burn broccoli? You can't burn it because it's made in a pot of water.
You don't know nothing about.
You know what her second meal they love from her? What I do with corn.
I
like to dig it out that can and I put it in there.
So it's fine. They just talk. He's kind of roasting her cooking. He's making up a fake scenario. So it's real lightweight. He's roasting. She's roasting a little bit. It's not personal. Hold on.
Got a can of water and I put it on there, and then I get some Zatarans. They don't expect that. I sprinkle Zatarans on my
great cook. Whatever.
Yes, ma'am. You good at heating stuff up.
You're good at telling us about what's going on in jail.
Yes, ma'am, and getting out.
And see, that right there, that's where she fucked up. Right there is where she fucked up. Now, Cat was kind of clowning cooking. He was making up a scenario about her cooking corn and burning broccoli and all this. That was funny. Then she went, well, you good at telling us what's going on in jail. That was a low fucking blow. All right? That right there, that's when it went left. Right there. That was the spot. She took a low blow like that. That right there was the turning point. She took a real low blow personal jab. And a lot of people in Atlanta says that she does shit like that. I'm not in Atlanta, But a lot of folks in Atlanta feel a certain way about her. They say she's known for kind of talking slick and all this stuff. So right here, when she went to that jail shit, that was a low blow. She thought she was being slick, and this is where it went wrong right there.
But I'm going to tell you at an arena named Phillips, and you going to tell me at the Atlanta Comedy Theater.
That's right, true.
Tomorrow, be there.
All right.
Red Grant show, I know
Red
I'll
Grant.
be there. Don't miss it.
Red Grant, Cat Williams, thank y'all for coming through, man.
Yes.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in.
I see why people come to Wanda's show.
Yeah.
Because Frank Ski puts it down.
That's right. Get on out of here with your crazy ass.
Uh-huh. Is he crazy?
And help me get to the salon. All right, it's the People Station Viewer 3.
There she go again. And this is what she kept trying to do. She kept trying to get the last word in and then sign off. Go ahead and go to the salon. Anyway, B103, she tried to get the last word in, but then Kat kept coming back and lighting her ass up. All right? So you catch all that. Catch that. Hold on.
And help me get to the salon. All right, it's the People Station Viewer 3. Your hair is kind of...
My hair is 19 inches long and I have no perm.
You don't?
Oops.
Oh, that's not a perm.
No, it is not. Nice lady.
That's natural.
Come run one of your gnarled fingers.
Well,
While you on air,
come
so
on.
they can hear you live.
Come on. Let me come over here.
No. That's not how that works.
Oh, okay. Well, then stay over there.
Don't worry, ain't nobody putting their hands through yours.
That's right. They don't have to. I don't want them to. Get on out of here. You okay?
Now she keeps trying to shut it down, but still trying to get the last word in.
Only one of our hairs moving while we talk.
Are you all right this morning? Are you okay this
Red
morning?
Grant, Atlanta Comedy.
Tell Wanda to take off them headphones and that wig.
And make sure.
That wig and that headphones
and
come
take off
together.
them old ass clothes you got on. How about that? Yeah, they're old.
Versace, yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It
She
says
said,
Versace.
I want to apologize to the people at Versace Collection. This is your 2019 summer line that hasn't come out.
But you had to open it up and show us it was Versace. I wanted to.
No, I didn't have to open it up. These people are on radio. They can't see anything.
Yeah, but you opened it up so we could see it.
Yes,
we see
ma'am.
it. Well, happy
whatever
for you.
stores for the Black Lane Bryant.
That's right. Very proud.
Okay, let's
Very
play some
proud.
music real quick if we can.
Now see, Frank Ski he's trying to close it down. Hey, okay, let's play music. He see that she's getting her ass lit up. Even Frank Ski, he's trying to shut it down. But Wanda keeps trying to get the last word in.
Going to a break real quick?
Very
All right,
proud.
cool. We go to a break.
Shout outs to Forever 21
Yeah.
Necklace Collection.
That's right. Shout out.
They don't
to
remember
you.
me for wilding out, right? I'm not the right one to Jones on.
Get this inmate out of here.
If you can't get your
Get this inmate out of here. She keeps trying to get that last word in, and Kat keeps coming right back on her.
Inmate out of here.
if you can't get your blood pressure down, you can't call me down.
Whatever, little mama.
If your cholesterol is 600,
Whatever, little mama.
I'm Lil Mama's baby daddy.
No, you little mama.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, girl.
And what are you, girl? You probably shouldn't talk about sizes.
No, that's okay.
You big on the radio.
That's right. And you're big
Turn
in
it
prison.
down.
And you're
yes,
big
ma'am.
in prison.
I've never been to prison.
You have
19
several
felonies,
times.
no convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it
yeah.
off. Prison and jail aren't the same. No.
Okay,
no.
okay.
No.
Calm
No.
down. Calm down.
Only one of us has $12
Calm
worth
down.
of jewelry on.
No,
No.
no, $12.
No. That all is
$12,
available.
boo,
If you want to have Wanda's jewelry, please go to
go
Sitgo
Shay. Go Shay.
or Quick
Come
Trip
get
at
Miss
any
Cat.
point.
Come get
If you
Miss
buy
Cat.
2 packs of Newport 100s, they will give you everything Wanda has on right now for $7.99, and it comes with a free car wash. Won't you come on down?
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. Go
The
Shay,
show
please
starts
come
at
get
9.
her.
Wanda gets to the stage at 9:17.
Go
Please come
Shay.
on down.
Go Shay, please come get Miss Cat and do her hair.
She's almost out of breath. Be careful now. Even on the radio, you can hear the fact that exercise has crept into her vocabulary.
Hurry up, little mama. We're done.
You already used that one. Don't repeat your
and
jokes,
I'm
Fresh
looking at
Comic.
it again.
All right, go ahead. We'll go to
Get
break.
your ass out of here.
And he was just lighting her ass up. She kept trying to get the last word. She kept fucking up by trying to get the last word in. Kat was way too quick, and she wasn't expecting that. You dig? So all the shit went down afterwards. She got embarrassed, and then they did a follow-up interview on the next program, and boy, she's copping pleas. Oh, it's acting like she's been attacked. It's all woes, me, and listen to this. Hold on.
We had to stop the music this morning and have a conversation because obviously there's an elephant in the room,
right.
And it is that over the weekend some things went viral online, and I guess people expect us always to be transparent
Absolutely.
about things that happen to us
Absolutely.
and to talk about it. So I think it's time that we Wanda and I got together and decided it's time that we talk about it.
Right.
So
No, it's all like a funeral and happened, act like somebody then got shot or died. Now it's all somber and all. No, come on.
Wanda, I want you to lead this conversation because I truly want you to give your words,
right.
And how you feel, how everything happened, both Friday and throughout the weekend, leading us to this point now. In case you don't know, I'll rewind and recap everybody that doesn't know.
Okay.
On Friday, we had an interview with comedian Red Grant. And up until Friday morning, that was the plan. Comedian Red Grant would come
some of this I'm gonna skip
and do
over
an interview.
because Cat was from what I understand, what they're saying. Cat wasn't scheduled to be interviewed. They begged him to come on. He was just up there with Red. He was up there supporting Red. Shout out to Red. Red is my homie too. Red is a good dude, real funny fucking dude from DC. So Cat was in the lobby just supporting Red Grant, and they said, Cat, come on in and get on the air. And Cat kept telling them no, he didn't want to get on the air. So they kept begging him to get on the air, and then you get the guy on the air, and then you're trying to talk slick. So then he lit you up, because he didn't want to be on the air anyway. So let me play where she's talking. Hold on.
Something. It was like he kind of came for me.
Oh Lord.
Excited that he's coming in. So, once he got in, I was excited to really have him in this studio, to be honest with you. And I felt like as he started to talk in the beginning, he had an agenda, to attack me. And I kept feeling some type of way. And I'm like,
did you feel the tension in the room before he even started talking?
I felt the tension. I did.
Oh, stop. They begged him to get on the air.
And then I said, okay, where's this going? So honestly, because of the respect that I have for him, I felt like he's one of the comics that has made it.
Now, y'all heard the clip earlier. That's why I wanted to play the other clip first. She took the low blow. He's just he's a comedian, so he's telling jokes. She was talking about cooking, so he was making jokes about cooking. Remember, she was the one who's talking that inmate shit. She started that. So now she's on here copping pleas.
And so I'm excited. I called my boss and said, Reggie, I never asked Reggie to drop music. I said, Cat Williams is coming. Can we drop music? And Reggie said, yes. He said, yes. We were going to drop music to give him that much time to just have fun with him. So we dropped the music, and I just felt the tension. Every time I would ask him something or say something, it was like he kind of came for me. And I'm not that kind of comedian. I don't go tit for tat. I don't, that's not what I do.
Now, more Atlanta people, don't she be clowning folks? Where my Atlanta people who listen to V103 on a regular basis? Don't she be, from what I keep hearing from folks, she's always clowning people on the air from what I'm hearing. From what I'm hearing, she's always clowning people on the air. Where are my Atlanta people in the chat room? So now, when you get lit up, all of a sudden, people kind of backpedaling and nigga-splaining. I don't be doing all that. No, you do. You just did it to the wrong person. She just did it to the wrong person who was much quicker than her with the jokes.
Nick Cannon asked me to go to Wild 'N Out. I'm like, dude, that's not my thing. I mean, so just because of the respect that I have for him, when he started coming at me, it kind of threw me off. So I didn't know how to retaliate or how to come back because that's not how I wanted to talk to him. I didn't want to talk to him like that. I didn't want to go back and forth with him because of the respect. So when it kept going on and on and on, as a person that has integrity, I had to say something back. And I didn't want to because my focus, Frank, in Atlanta was because God had just blessed me with this folder right here to go to the Nicholas house when I got off air was to go help these homeless women. So my mind wasn't on.
There you go. That's the major nigga splaining. Well, God helped me to help. I had to feed the orphans when I got off the air. Boy, she's fishing for sympathy like a motherfucker. Is she up here talking about she's about to get with the orphans at the Nicholas house? God has blessed me to go help the babies and the homeless. Oh, God. Come on. Don't Wanda, no. No, don't bring God into it and how you've been blessed. Oh, Lord. That's just nigga-splaining.
When it kept going on and on and on, as a person that has integrity, I had to say something back. And I didn't want to, because my focus, Frank, in Atlanta was because God had just blessed me with this folder right here to go to the Nicholas house when I got off air, was to go help these homeless women. So my mind wasn't on being disrespectful and in a bad place. I just wasn't in a bad place. So I did not want to go back and forth with Cat Williams like that.
Oh, you did. Oh, don't act like you were taking the high. See, when people get flamed, they all of a sudden they want to act like they took the high road. No, you went low on dude. The dude was just cracking regular jokes. It wasn't personal at all. Talking about cooking corn, that wasn't, because that was just, he's making up some shit, but it wasn't a personal jab. She started talking about some inmate shit. You know, come on. That was a low blow. And she's sitting up here trying to be holier than thou. And that's why folks feel a certain way about her.
That bothered me so bad. That really bothered me. So that's why I never said, people's like, why you didn't go back? Because I know my mouth. I could have said some really ugly, foul things, but I didn't want to talk to him like that.
Yes, you did, and it backfired, Wanda. You did. You did want to talk to him like that. You did say some foul shit, and it backfired. And he came back and lit you up.
Did not. It was a respect thing. So, I've done a lot of things in my life. I'm not perfect. A mistake spread it so fast. I help people here in Atlanta all the time, from helping the homeless people to helping kids get school clothes, to helping single moms get things for their kids, keeping kids in school. And none of that stuff ever went viral.
Oh, stop. That Ray Lewis nigga-splaining. I help the kids, homeless babies. I feed the dolphins and the seals, and I bathe ducks that's covered in oil. I do so much. Oh, stop trying to get sympathy.
Me and a brother get into something, it's huge. Mm-hmm. That was so hurtful.
The People Station, V103, the ATL's number one.
Let me see. Hold on.
Has changed.
Hold on.
Went to his last show, the last show he just had here.
Just the niggas playing. Hold on, I want to see.
Thought about how to go tit for tat every time somebody say something about you. I just got to keep in mind, I know what my job is. I know what my goal is. I know what God put me on this earth to do, and it wasn't to hurt people.
Oh, God.
But I do know hurt people hurt people. Mm-hmm. So if I hurt anyone, as far as my listeners, or I made you feel some type of way, I have no problem with apologizing, because that's who I am. I have no problem with that. But I did not expect to sit here and go back and forth with a legend such as...
No, you didn't expect to get the shit roasted out of you. Wanda, from what I'm hearing, she does that all the time. She comes after people all the time. She didn't expect to get the shit roasted out of her. Now she's all humble, talking about feeding the homeless and feeding the babies and helping women and helping male rape victims and helping the ducks and the swans and the whales. Come on.
Cat Williams, I did not.
Why do you think it went that way?
I have no idea. I have no idea. We've never had words.
Oh, she's all confused.
You personally said, Wanda, go in the back and try and get him to come on. I damn near, did I not beg him to come on this radio? Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Comments next on V103.
Okay, let me see what else.
Negative.
Wig. That never happened.
No, that did happen.
Hold on, let me see what.
When we started talking about the food part, and he said, "What do you cook?" And I said, he said, "No, it started when I said, do you cook for your boys?"
That. It started with the hair, when you guys went back and forth with the hair, and to me, it looked like two comedians.
Right, and he was talking about my wig, and remember, we both did it.
Right, you both did it, and it was two comedians engaged in comedic banter.
Right.
But from looking at it on air, your demeanor changed, and it looked like you took it personal and got mad.
Okay.
It shouldn't have gone.
Okay, enough of that. Yeah.
Looked like you took it
Hold
personal.
on.
And so
All right.
I know a lot of people were. It was just
just a lot of niggas explaining. A lot of niggas explaining. All right. So that's pretty much it. Y'all just hear niggas explaining back to back. The thing is, she's upset because she got roasted and she tried to get into a roast battle and she lost. That's all it is. What they should have done when she got roasted and when they were going back and forth and he got the best of her, she should have just laughed it off and never mentioned it again. She should have just laughed that off and that's Cat Williams, y'all. Anyway, man, Cat is crazy. Anyway, next up, we about to play Drake right here on B103. That's all she had to do. All of this would have been right on over if she just laughed it off and kept it pushing. The fact that she took it so personal and she tried to get sympathy from everybody and try to act like she was attacked, that just made it worse. Because you saw that it got to you and you tried to make it bigger than what it was. Because you got embarrassed. You're supposed to laugh that shit off and charge it to the game. And also, she's never been roasted like that before because she's used to getting the best of the guests, because a lot of guests who come up there, they want to promote something, so they don't want to have a bad relationship with B103. So they'll sit up and let her make slick comments, and she's used to that. Understand radio, they do stuff like that. A lot of older black folks in radio, you go to some of these stations and they low-key talking funny style. They got a lot of funny fucking energy. You know who else does that? And I'll say this shit publicly. Like Karen Hunter. Her energy is real funny style. I did an interview on her show and their energy was real fucking funny style. I'll say that shit because I don't need to go back on their shows for shit. But I remember being on her show on Sirius XM, and the vibe was real funny style. And later on, really recently, she had this bitch ass moist fuckboy from The Root on there talking about I was a criminal and all this old shit. Had him saying some slanderous shit about me on her show. So I have zero respect for her, and I never had it for that nigga at The Root or anybody at The Root. Fuck The Root as a record label, a crew, and a staff. But her, because she's always tiptoed, been on that fence of slick shit and low-key trying to be friendly. Nah. So Karen Hunter's real funny style as far as that type of shit. You dig? Y'all remember when I was down in Miami, those radio hosts were low-key tap dancing. There was butter biscuits in there. When you start talking about some black shit or anything, you start talking about certain things, boy, the tap shoes get to clicking. A lot of these folks in radio are real funny style. So they're used to a lot of black people coming in there and just letting them rant and rave and talk their little funny style shit because people want their records played. People want their events promoted. I get that. But Cat's one of these dudes. Cat Williams is like, hey, I can promote my own shit. I don't have to come up in here and kiss nobody's ass and let y'all talk to me any kind of fucked up way without lighting your ass up. And a lot of people in radio, especially terrestrial radio, they're not used to that. So she thought she was going to talk to Cat like she talks to any other host or guest up there who's trying to get promotion. And Cat was like, no, I'm lighting your ass up. And that's what it was. So she should have just laughed that shit off and kept it pushing. Because you got a new generation of people. Understand, radio has changed a lot. And also just promoting and promotions has changed a lot. You don't need radio to promote your shit. You don't really need radio to promote your event. So you don't have that kind of power over the guests no more. People can use social media and promote their events and have sold out events. You don't have to be on radio like that no more. So the newer generation of people who are using the new platforms, they're not going to come up there with that same ass-kissing energy as a lot of folks. That's why when you see people go on the Breakfast Club, a lot of times the guests are somewhat hostile to the host up there. A lot of times people go up to the Breakfast Club, shit, damn, they're ready to fight. But the smart thing that Charlamagne and Envy and all those guys do, they laugh them the fuck off and don't take it too seriously. It is what it is. They laugh it off. When Birdman came up in there with the rah-rah shit, they just kind of laughed it off. Charlamagne just kind of rolled with it. They didn't get all personal and all that. They just kind of laughed that shit off. They were still making jokes about it. When Beanie Siegel tried to come at Charlemagne, he was making jokes about it. I remember K. Michelle was up there trying to come at Angela Yee. They just laughed that shit off and kept it pushing. They didn't rant and rave and then do whole 1 hour shows. Oh Lord, I was attacked, and oh, they came up here, and Birdman, them came up here, who's a lot of niggas, and they don't understand how I be feeding the babies, and the Lord has blessed me to go out here and feed the transsexuals and give them some love. No, you keep that shit pushing, and don't even trip on it. But I digress as far as that, ladies and gentlemen. So what I want to get deep into today, I want to talk about how a lot of these bedwenches out here, they're going to start trading one zaddy, one master for another master. As we're looking at globally, the many Asians are trying to accumulate global power. They're trying to get some real power, and like I said, whoever controls Africa, you control the world because you control the resources. And if you control Africa, you can control the Africans globally. And the Asians are really becoming more dominant and aggressive when it comes to us. Over in Africa, I see a lot of Asian dudes fighting black men over there. And that's shameful. I see black men getting rolled up on by Asians over in Africa. So when these groups of people can come over to your country and step to you and then start taking the women, you're on the decline. You're beyond being on the decline. You're on the bottom. You're way beyond being on a decline. You're on the bottom right now. African people globally, we're going to have to stop this being on the bottom shit. When these people are aggressive towards us, we got to understand when we're getting brand new colonizers. So now we're getting Asian colonizers now, and the bedwenches, they're switching zaddies. And that's inappropriate behavior. And I'm not knocking interracial relationships. This has nothing to do with interracial relationships. This has something to do with power. Because when we have Asian store owners all around the country just beating the shit out of sisters, and the reaction is to keep giving them money and become their bedwenches, you're on the decline. You're just throwing in the towel at that point. Because a lot of times when these bedwenches are dating these dudes, they take on their fucked up anti-black ideology. Same as the white supremacists. A lot of them, the people in the dominant society, and some of these wannabe white supremacist Asians, they take on the rhetoric and the ideology of the regular white supremacists. That's why a lot of Asians were seen as honorary Aryans. I talked about something before. In certain parts of Asia, they have something called Nazi chic, where Asian people dress up as Nazis. This is the reason why the alt-right and all these people are trying to click in with Asians. A lot of them live in Asian countries. I know Charles Murray, the guy who wrote the book The Bell Curve, I think he lives in Thailand now. White supremacist Jared Taylor, who I debated and I destroyed all of his white supremacist talking points about black IQ. I destroyed his talking points to the point where he had to have a troll there to deflect for him. And the white supremacists are very mad at that. They don't like the fact that I easily and simply destroyed Jared Taylor's talking points about black people being less intelligent and having lower IQs. I handled him in a very simplistic manner. And they don't like the fact that an Ivy League trained white supremacist can have his whole talking points debunked by somebody like me. That really bothers the white supremacists. That really, really bothers the white supremacists. Because what they try to do, they try to come up with all this mumbo jumbo about blacks having lower IQs, and all it is I'm white and I say so. This is why when you deal with those white supremacists using mumbo jumbo, and that's all it is. It's mumbo jumbo. When they start talking about the cerebellum and this and the African brain cells are smaller based on our science, and all of that is just I'm white and I say so. Yeah, I think, did he call me uppity? Yeah. All of that is just I'm white and I say so. That's all it is. So I never get into all that pseudoscience they like to spew. I take it another route. I say, okay, if that's the case, what should be done with black people then if we're just so less intelligent then? Damn. Well, then the goofball trolling starts. You dig? But the point is, a lot of those guys, Jared Taylor, he lived in Japan for a long time. A lot of these guys are clicked in with Asians. And you have a lot of Asians who are trying to take the place of the white supremacists against us. And if you notice, we've been seeing a lot of aggressive bed wenching lately. And we were going back and forth with this one bed wench. Her name is Brianna Joy Gray. Now, Brianna Joy Gray tweeted something that I retweeted. She works for a lot of publications. She works for, like, I think the Rolling Stone magazine, a lot of mainstream publications she writes for. You know, they have her on MSNBC. So understand she's a black chick. But her name is Brianna Joy Gray. Her name on Twitter is Bree Joy. BRIE Joy. And she put up a tweet saying, some of these race first people, meaning black people who are about looking out for black people first. She said some of these race first people are really invested in making sure no policy even accidentally benefits any white people, no matter what their economic status is. And I don't know what to say except for that is inhumane, and it's a sure way to alienate a natural coalition. So, you know, we immediately looked at who she's dating, and sure enough, she's dating an Asian dude. So we pointed that out. We pointed out her bed wenching, and she's been copping pleas and trying to throw up smoke screens like, oh God, why are you guys hating on me because I have an Asian boyfriend? You know, that's a smoke screen. Why are y'all hating on my Asian boyfriend is a public defender and he helps black and brown people all the time. I mean, she's just copping all types of pleas. And what's interesting, a lot of her white co-workers ran to her defense. And that's another thing. Whenever black people are engaging in discourse with one another, notice the white supremacists just pop out of nowhere. They love injecting themselves into black conversations. The white supremacists, I mean, I just got flooded with white supremacists defending her. Whenever white supremacists are defending a Negro that much, you already know what it is. Because they don't defend black folks for shit. Black folks get their brains blown out by race soldiers every day. They say nothing. But the minute another two black people have a disagreement, all of a sudden, hey, wait a minute now. Don't discriminate against her because she doesn't think like all the other blacks. You understand? So all the suspected white supremacists came out defending her from all of these liberal publications. Rolling Stone, Vice, all of these so-called fake white liberal publications jumped out defending her. That shows you their mindset. They love trying to protect their token Negroes. And understand, she works for The Guardian, NY Mag, Current Affair, The Intercept, all of these publications. And a lot of folks were exposing the fact that this woman, she gives her opinion, and they put her in these publications to give her opinions on black issues. And when we look at her social media, this woman doesn't hang with any black people. All her Facebook, her social media is her hanging with white and Asians. I mean, going all the way back to when she was in high school. This woman basically hung with white and Asians, a few token Negroes around, but basically she's all hooked in with whites and Asians. And that proves a point that we've always made before. These so-called liberal media publications, they vet Negroes. They vet Negroes early on. Understand, bedwenches and coons are vetted very early. And I'm going to break that down again. Bedwenches and coons are vetted all the way in elementary school. Number one, a lot of times the parents, they will get the black kid and send them to, a white school, all white school, where they're the only black person there. So right there, you already know what it is. They're being vetted to being a coon. That's how Sheriff Clark became a coon. His family moved into a white neighborhood. They were like one of the few black families there. So he was the only black kid. So they used to call him all types of niggas. So in order to fit in, he started, taking on their ideology. And now look what we have, a whole full-grown coon. And they do this with a lot of these bedwenches. They do this with a lot of bedwenches. They send them to these all-white schools where they're the only little token Negro. So in order to fit in, children naturally want to fit in. And if you're the only black kid around a bunch of white kids, even if you're not the only black kid, if there's a lot of other black kids and you just go to school with white kids, period, and they're the majority in the school, they're going to try to make little racial comments. I know when I went to school down south in elementary school, we had a lot of black kids. It was a lot of us, and there was a lot of white kids, and the white kids would still try to make little racial comments, but I knew how to snap back at them. But they'll come at you. So I can imagine if you're like one of the only black kids in the schools, they're going to really come at you and make you a coon. And children, you naturally want to fit in. So being in that environment, that's a coon incubator. They make baby coons that way. And also, let's say you don't go to an all-white school, even if you're the black kid in a black school who kind of stands out. And what makes you stand out is your sexual orientation. A lot of times, the black boy who's switching around a little bit, the white teachers are kind of take a little liking to him. They'll kind of pull him to the side and he'll be the teacher's pet. Same thing, the little girl who's a little studdish, they'll pull her to the side. The PE teacher, because usually there's a white stud as a PE teacher, they'll pull her to the side. She'll be the teacher's pet. So children who's showing LGBT signs at a young age, they start vetting them. This is why you look at a lot of those publications, those mainstream white publications, many of the black people who work there are LGBT because they've been vetted. They vetted them. They've been told that they're not like other black folks. They've been told, okay, since you've been ostracized by the other blacks, we'll embrace you. So the black kid, the little black boy who's switching around, he becomes the teacher's pet and he gets a pass. They don't treat him as fucked up as they treat the other black kids. They kind of treat him special. They keep him around, especially if it's a white woman teacher. The white woman teacher, they love a little black boy who's switching around, because the black boy who's masculine, that's almost a threat. They don't want that masculine boy taking a little white girl to the prom. So they'll elevate the little boy switching around. You dig? And give him college recommendations. So same thing. He goes to college, high recommendations. He gets cool with those college professors. They like him. They take a liking to the little black kid who's switching around. They love a gay black kid because they look at that as not being a threat. And that's not to disparage the gay brothers and sisters out there. I'm just telling you how the white supremacist society looks at you and all of us in comparison to each other. So the little gay black kids, they go to college and they get clicked in with other white gay organizations, and they're being used as the front person for those white gay organizations. The white gay organizations, they love getting a black person to be their token mascot. They love getting a black person and saying, hey, this guy has been discriminated against, and discriminating against him because of race is like discriminating against us because we're gay. So we're all in this together, aren't we? And then the white group gets all types of money and donations by using the Negro as the mascot. So the mascot Negro thinks, okay, well, damn, I am special. He's been treated special all his life. And then when he gets out of college, he gets a job recommendation. Then all of a sudden, he got a job up at CNN right out of college. That right, Don Lemon? You dig? That's why whenever you go to a white corporation, anywhere you go, if you go to a white corporation, there's always a black man switching around the office. I've never been to a company before that was a white-owned company that didn't have a black man switching around that office. I've never been to one. I've always seen it. Every time I go to business meetings, there's that black dude switching around the office. They always got him. You dig? And I'm not saying that to disparage the brothers. I'm just telling you social politics. This is what we're talking. We're talking social politics right now. You dig? So the point is, they don't want black folks around who's used to being around or hanging around other black people. So when they get a bed wench, they like the fact that she don't hang around other black people. And notice they get these bed wenches to work at these media organizations to be the voice of black society. Now, how does that work? If these people are hired to be the voice of black society, and if you look at them, all they do is hang around white people or non-blacks, how are they the voice of black people? Well, that's easy. These media organizations, they don't give a shit about what's going on or what type of culture that we're trying to bring to the table or what type of influence we're trying to bring. They don't want a black person in their offices with that mentality. They want a Negro who don't have any type of camaraderie with the average black person so that they can indoctrinate that bedwench or that coon to use the propaganda that the white supremacists put out. So they get these Negroes up there who really despise black society, and they tell them what to say. They tell them what to bring back into black society, or they tell them what to spew as representations of black society. Notice these people like Lovey, that anti-black American Nigerian stud. People like her, there's pictures of her floating around doing a lecture, is nothing but white people. And they like to make her almost a black leader. They have people like DeRay McKesson. They prop him up and say that this is the black leader. And notice what these people have in common. Black folks don't fuck with them. When DeRay McKesson was in St. Louis recently, they ran him out of there again. When he was down there in Ferguson, he got slapped and ran up out of there. He's out there promoting a book. They went up there, some protesters went up there. They made a note that it was nothing but white people up there. They were like, DeRay, you got to get the hell on up out of here, man. So you can't keep hustling us and making money off us. We don't fuck with you out here like that, and you know it. And I've said that before. Black folks don't fuck with no DeRay McKesson. But these white media organizations kept saying, well, that's the leader of black society. He's the leader. He's the new Martin Luther King. You understand? So these media outlets, they go out of their way to vet Negroes to make sure they don't come to them with any type of real black ideology. They want these niggas to be wide open to coonery so that they can indoctrinate them and then elevate them and then protect them when they're spewing that anti-black bullshit that undermines black society. That's why this Brianna Joy Gray, when we were calling out her anti-black, white ass kissing bullshit, all those damn white supremacists from all those publications start running up, caping for her. When we start calling out her bullshit, it was only these suspected white supremacists. It was no black people caping for her. I think there was a couple of queens, but all of these, just dozens, and a lot of them were internet trolls, by the way, but it was a lot of white supremacists caping for her. Because they need their pawns. They need their coons. They need their tokens. And somebody in the chat room said it best. Coons and bedwenches are buffers to protect the white supremacists. We're going to have to be hostile to them. And not only that, any people who protect them from the dominant society, you have to look at them and label them a suspected white supremacist. And that's the good thing I like about some of those bedwenches and coons. They help me identify who the white supremacists are, low-key trying to be liberal. And we got to understand, the liberals and conservatives do the same thing. They have the same tactic. The conservative white supremacists, they get the Omarosas and the Paris Denards and all these people to be their buffers. And the liberal white supremacists, they get the shea butter feminists to be their buffers. So these shea butter feminists, they'll talk a little black. They'll talk a little bit about Trump. They'll talk against him. They'll talk a little bit about systematic racism. But then all of a sudden they'll flip it and be like, well, what about Zaddy? What about white Zaddy? We got a coalition with Zaddy and Asian Zaddy. We still got to have a coalition with them. See, these are the Negroes that's on the take. We got to watch these Negroes who's trying to undermine black society to get their butter biscuits. And then when people call them out, they want to cry foul. But this whole thing with a lot of the bedwenches switching over to an Asian zaddy, we're seeing a lot of that now. Watch these bedwenches. They will try to get with Asian zaddy and act like, okay, this is a minority plus minority coalition. We're both fighting white supremacy together. No, you're not. Asian zaddy thinks just like the white supremacists. You've just become another bedwench for a new master. And they're promoting it hard. Look at what they're doing on the show Insecure. A lot of, that's a popular show among black folks. On the show Insecure, that's Issa Rae's show. And Issa Rae got into a lot of hot water, a little hot water some time back, because in her book, she was talking about how sisters need to get Asian dudes. And they were like, oh, she's just joking. No, they're not joking. On the show Insecure, one of the characters, it's an Asian dude trying to get with one of the sisters on the show. The sister's dating this Asian guy. They're going out. So they're promoting that. You dig? They're propping it up already. And I told y'all about how those cosplay chicks, what that's really about is them trying to really be like Asian women. See, the thing is, a lot of these women, you can't be a white woman. White daddies let you know that you can never be a white woman, and the white women let you know that. White women have said in so many words, look, you ain't one of us. We'll never fight for you. White feminism ain't for you. You can be our token Negroes, but we're not going to really fight for you. White feminists hadn't done shit for black women in 200 fucking years, and they ain't going to start now. So sisters have pretty much got the memo on that. They've been trying to lap up after these white feminists for years, so you can't be like them. They're openly hostile towards you now. These white women and these white feminists, they're some of the ones calling the police on your ass. So a lot of these sisters now think, okay, well, let me just be like the Asian women. I'm Chun Li. I'm Black China. I'm Tokyo Tony. I'm Asian Doll. All these names y'all got. I was talking about it before. Foxy Brown, she was going around talking about she black and Filipino. I'm Filipino. So all this whole, we're going to be like Asians now. We're going to be like Asian women and just get us an Asian zaddy. That's why a lot of these sisters got tattoos with Asian writing on it and don't know what it means. You dig? And that's why a lot of these sisters like going up into these nail shops because they want to get some kind of camaraderie with these Asian women who are now beating their ass with sticks. These Asian women are getting in on the ass whoopings too. We ain't got no friends, black men and black women. We can try to run and hide and duck under rocks and kind of make deals with people. We ain't got no friends. We ain't got no friends. And that cosplaying shit. See, we think we can try to run away from blackness and get into some other shit. Well, I'm gonna be a cosplay character. I'm gonna go to the cosplay gaming conventions dressed up as one of these anime characters, because that's my way of being an Asian woman. And you go up in those anime conventions and those Comic-Cons and all that shit, and these sisters are treated like ghetto gagging bedwenches. I played that clip of a sister, one of these cosplaying bedwenches, who was whining about how these white dudes kept raping her, and who got mad at me for pointing it out. I played her video. She got mad at me for pointing out the fact that she was crying about these white dudes kept sexually assaulting her. That's because that's what they look at you as. We think we can put on a costume and hide that melanin and hide the blackness. No, we ain't got nowhere to hide. We're going to have to deal with this thing, family. We've been hiding long enough. We're going to have to deal with these white supremacists and the Asian wannabe white supremacists. We're going to have to deal with them. We're going to have to get up off that ass and stop sucking up and being on our knees and trying to make little deals and trying to form this one-sided coalition camaraderie and stand up for ourselves. And yes, cosplay is a gateway to race play. Race play is when they get these sisters and call them derogatory names and fuck on them and call them all types of nigga bitches and sluts. And it's not porno. This is a lifestyle. Cosplay and race play goes hand in hand. But we got a lot of aggressive bedwenches out here really caping hard for Zaddy, really trying to fight for their place in the bedwench society. And they're learning the hard way that Zaddy is just hostile. You can't hide and you can't keep caping for Zaddy. Look at what happened with Tamara Mowry, one of the twins. You know, the girls from Sister Tia and Tamara. So Tamara Mowry's husband, people have been calling him out over his racist bullshit for years. People have long suspected that he's a white supremacist. His name is Adam Housley. That's his last name, right? So she's been copping pleas again. She stay copping pleas about her husband and his problematic, low-key racist ass bullshit. Now, a lot of y'all don't know, he used to work for Fox News. He used to work for Fox. And this dude, he said a lot of slick shit. He's always said a lot of slick shit. Where's my goddamn music? Hold on. Where's my music? I lost my music. Hold on. Come on, music. Where you at? Hold on. My music went down. There we go. There we go. Hold on. I had some technical difficulty. That's that Mink Slide, My Desire instrumental in the back. And y'all need to go get that Mink Slide album, Egyptian Musk, if you don't have it. But like I said, Tamara Mowry, I'm trying to look up a clip. I'm trying to look up a clip of her defending her zaddy. I'm trying to find that clip of her talking about her husband. Let me find that clip real quick because she's trying to defend him again. Y'all remember, I think last year, there were some people who got into it with him because he was talking about how black people should celebrate the 4th of July, and people were kind of checking him on that, and people had a problem with him saying that. He's always said little slick shit. And people have been calling him out on it. And I think, didn't he cheat on her while she was pregnant or some shit? I mean, just treating her like a bad wench. She was pregnant and he cheated on her while she was pregnant. So, you know, he's treating her like a bad wench. You dig? I'm trying to find the clip of him, of her talk. Okay, this, I hope this ain't, okay, you know, I was about to play it, but it's a nigga, it's some bait clicking shit. It's like one of them, what up everybody? Okay, this is it, okay. Okay, this is it. This is her talking about her husband and how he's not a racist, I think. This is it.
Sense that, like, there are some people who think that my husband is racist because he worked for a certain channel. I'm going to look in that camera right there and let everybody know my husband is not a racist.
Boom, and you will
that
defend
is
that.
what, and that is...
Okay, well, he convinced you, but he ain't convinced me. Your husband convinced you, but he has not convinced me and others. That's my answer to her.
Nice choices.
All right, your husband has convinced you that he's not a white supremacist, and people have been calling him that for years. He's convinced you, but he has not convinced me. Because I put up a series of tweets the other day pointing out a lot of problematic shit that this man has said, a lot of low-key racist shit that her husband has said over the years. And that tweet, it went viral, and also a lot of media outlets picked up on it. And I made a thread about it. And the thing is, with her husband, he tries to codify a lot of his suspected racist rhetoric. But once you look at it, you see it for what it is. And if y'all go to my Twitter, follow me at Tariq Nasheed, but I made a thread about it. Number one tweet I put out, he put up a tweet saying, and this tweet was talking about the looting and the rioting that went down through after the Mike Brown situation. After the Mike Brown situation, he made a tweet talking about the true opposition to this decision is forming human chains, not looting. And I pointed out at the time, a lot of white supremacists, instead of focusing on doing something about racial non-justice that's happening to black people, they had all the smoke and energy complaining about black people looting. So that right there is very suspect. And then he made another tweet talking about looters are opportunists. They don't deserve to be called protesters. That's unfair to those who aren't burning and stealing. So this is he's talking all that white supremacist bullshit. And this is another tweet that he made about Trayvon Martin. When the decision came down, he was talking about, for Trayvon Martin, rest in peace, we must all be peaceful. This is when Zimmerman got off, and he's a supporter of Zimmerman, by the way. A sister asked him, Adam Housley, she said, you don't think this is about race, or you don't think race played a small part? He was like, no, not in the fight/killing/tragedy, but in the aftermath due to people using it for their own personal gain. So he was one of these people denying that Zimmerman attacked Trayvon Martin based on race. As we now know, Zimmerman is a hardcore damn racist. We now know it's not even up for debate. He's a hardcore anti-black racist. It's not even up for debate anymore. We know this, and he knows this. But Zimmerman is not really racist. It's really the black people who are capitalizing the tragedy. Is that type of bullshit. They can never point to the white supremacists as being wrong. It's always the black people, the looters. It's always Tariq and Al Sharpton and Jesse Black Lives. We're the problem. We're the problem. Talking about white supremacy is the problem. No, white supremacy don't exist. Mentioning white supremacy and black children getting killed by white supremacists and being allowed to walk free, that's the real racism, complaining about it for all these billions of dollars we're supposed to be getting, and I have not gotten my damn check yet. I've not gotten my tragedy check yet. So this is the kind of mentality this dude has. And this is another tweet he made. He said, in conclusion, as far as Trayvon Martin and Zimmerman, I wish they both went home that night. Prayers with Martin's family. Zimmerman should not fear vigilante justice. Fuck this dude. That right there, out of all his tweets, that one right there. Tamara, fuck your husband, sweetie. And I don't mean literally. Just fuck him as a human. Fuck that dude. And that's why folks are looking at you funny style, Tamara. You caping for this dirtbag asshole husband of yours. I wish Trayvon would have went home that night. Nigga, fuck you. He was trying to go home that night. Trayvon was trying to go home that night until a white supremacist killed him. Fuck out of here. And he got more tweets where he's talking about South Africa. He went, well, for those bent on race, I asked you to read what Mandela and de Klerk did in South Africa. So he's one of these dudes who's on that white genocide in South Africa bullshit. You know, that's the thing with these white, they're bringing that back. They're bringing back that Joe Rogan, who's real suspect, who's all clicked in with that alt-right. He was talking that white genocide lie that's happening in South Africa. That's not happening in South Africa. Understand, when the white supremacists want to dominate you, they have to create a lie to justify it. It's nothing but I'm white and I say so. Understand, black folks, these white supremacists know good and well there is no genocide of white people in South Africa. I want black people to understand how white supremacy works. They know 100% good and well that there is no genocide of white farmers in South Africa. White supremacists say shit on knowingly lying, but it's all about getting on code. They know how to lie on code and play dumb. They're not dumb. That's a deliberate lie that they're on code with. They're using that lie to go over there and subjugate the people. That's going to be their justification. Just like, for example, they know that Bill Cosby didn't drug and rape all them women. But they got on code, lied, and said that Bill Cosby confessed, which he never did. They know Bill Cosby never confessed to drugging no damn women, but it's I'm white and I say so. And by the way, they're sentencing Bill Cosby next week. So, you know, that trial was racialized. And the thing is, black folks, they browbeat you and beat you down and make you go along with their lies. But I'm telling you, I've been to South Africa. I got a video of it. I went all over, like, where are all these downtrodden victims of white genocide? Where in the fuck are they? All I see are white people over here eating lobster steak and drinking all this good wine. Where's all the genocide? Where are all these impoverished white folks and all these balling black folks? And that's really what I wanted to see, because they kept telling the lie that apartheid is over, so now it's a reverse. All these rich black people in South Africa are subjugating the poor whites. I'm like, where are the rich Negroes? All the black people living in shanty towns over here. They're full of shit. But again, Adam, as far as South Africa, this was a tweet he made last month. He said, South Africa is spiraling towards civil war, and I'm surprised that the Western media is mostly ignoring it. This is a huge issue. Mandela is definitely missed. I love me some South Africa, and I massively enjoyed my time there with the people. So what he's saying is, I like seeing all these niggas subjugated over here. I like seeing all these Negroes in shanty towns while the white people are drinking wine and eating lobster and steak, because that's what's going on over there. I miss Mandela. You know why I miss Mandela? Because when they got Mandela out of jail and de Klerk and all these guys, they made a deal with Mandela. Okay, we'll get rid of apartheid on paper, but all the wealth, the land, and resources will remain in our hands, and none of us get punished. That's the deal. So we'll call it something else. We won't call it apartheid no more. We'll let you drink from water fountains. We'll let you walk around. So none of us can get punished, and we still keep the wealth and the resources, and we control everything behind the scenes. That's why they like Mandela. They just got rid of apartheid on paper. Apartheid is alive and well in South Africa. That's why they don't like Julius Malema. I love Malema. Malema's like, we're going to stop this. We're going to get this land back. Don't start bucking your eyes now. We getting the land back. But apartheid is alive and well over there, family. I'm telling you it is, because I've been there. I've seen it. The black people over there living in squalor, in shanty towns over there. Don't let them tell you about some damn white genocide. Ain't no damn white genocide over there at all. You dig? And all Africans should be like our brother Malema. We should all be on that tip globally. You did, because these white supremacists are really, they're trying to launch a genocide campaign against us. And understand, when our society has abandoned us, because black people, our society and government and court systems, we've been abandoned. We're not protected by the police system. We're not protected by the court system. We're a wide open group of people who've been abandoned by the system that was meant to protect us. So you got to start changing your mentality when that happens, family. This is why they're protecting these race soldiers who are killing us. And understand that down there in Texas, when the white supremacist female went up in the brother's house and killed him, and you got law enforcement down there protecting her, understand what you got down there in Texas, in parts of Texas. You got some hardcore white supremacist groups down there, and they have fully infiltrated law enforcement. There was a story that came out today, right out there in that same area, in the Kaufman County area, right next to Dallas County. In Kaufman County, that's where they booked that Amber Geiger woman who killed the brother. They took her from Dallas County and booked her in Kaufman County, which is mostly white. But over there in Kaufman County, there was a black lady who sent her toddler child to a white daycare. A white lady owned a daycare, old 60-year-old white woman. And this white woman was torturing and abusing the black baby. They kept seeing something. The kid kept coming home with like little marks and bruises, and he couldn't really talk yet because he's a toddler. And he kept coming home. He was hoarse. Just different shit happening with this kid. So the dad clipped like a little camera on the kid and saw that the kid was being strapped up, tied with rope, tied down, being left in a car with the windows up. I mean, the woman was torturing this poor black child. I want y'all to Google this. And they just arrested her, and they might give her a slap on the wrist. We're going to have to be hostile to these type of people. We're going to have to start being hostile and not letting the white supremacist judicial system handle them when they harm us and our children. We need to take it out on their ass ourselves. That's what I would do if my child was getting tortured like that in a daycare. Man, please. We're going to have to get some street justice. I'll say that openly. If we cannot get protected, we protect ourselves. We got a God-given right and a constitutional right. Because I'm still within the realm of the Constitution. A well-formed militia is good for the Constitution because the Constitution says that. When there's tyranny, you get a well-formed militia. The Constitution grants that. I'm still in the realm of the Constitution. We got to start utilizing some of those laws. And don't let these people harm our goddamn babies like this. These people are sick, family. We don't get how sick these white supremacists are. We try to view them the way we view each other. And we don't know the half and the depths of the depravity that the white supremacists have mentally. So we got to be on code. Anyway, y'all, that's been today's show. Glad to have everybody tuning in. Don't forget, y'all, go to iTunes, Google Play, get the Mink Slide album because we're doing a Mink Slide concert December 22nd in Atlanta. I want everybody in the South, Southeast to come on down to Atlanta. We're going to have a good time. Follow me on Instagram at Tariq Elite. Follow me on Twitter at Tariq Nasheed. And I will holler at you this Sunday right here on Tariq Radio.